Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're exploring a really fascinating concept. It sounds maybe a bit out there, but it seems to offer, well, surprising clarity. It's this idea of engaging in conversations with your future self.
Yeah, it does sound almost like science fiction, doesn't it? But our goal today really is to give you some actual tools, some insights, so you can forge a connection with that evolved version of you.
Right, the one that maybe has things figured out a bit more.
Exactly. The idea is to unlock some clarity, maybe get past challenges you're facing right now.
Okay, that makes sense. And for this deep dive, we've looked at two, well, they're quite different, but also really complementary ways of thinking about this.
Mm.
First, there's a specific method using a future self tarot spread, which
Wow.
is quite structured. And then we'll look at a coaching approach, which is more about having these daily future self conversations.
And like you said, they're different paths, but they both seem to lead towards the same kind of outcome, which is aligning who you are now with, that more confident, successful person you're aiming to be.
So let's start with the big question then. Why? Why even try to talk to your future self? What's
Yeah.
the basic idea behind it?
Well, the core concept fundamentally is that this future self isn't some like vague dream. It's presented as the version of you who's already learned the lessons, achieved the things you desire now. She's wise, capable, confident.
Almost like an archetype within you.
Kind of, yeah. An archetype or just the potential realized.
Hmm.
And the sources really emphasize that this version already exists, in a sense, within you. The work is about accessing her wisdom now.
But let's be honest, it's often really hard to even picture that successful version, isn't it? Our sources definitely point out some common hurdles.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that feeling that, making a living doing something you actually love, that's just unrealistic for most people. That's a big one.
It really is. And then there's this layer of feeling maybe unworthy or even like guilty about wanting success, especially one source mentioned for people involved in activism, maybe.
Right, like feeling that stress is a badge of honor and wanting comfort is somehow wrong.
Exactly. That it goes against the good fight. Or just plain old self-doubt, the voice that says, you're not smart enough. You're not good enough.
Oh, and the really specific ones, like someone else is already doing it and they're better, they're prettier.
And they have a well-trained dog?
Chuckles lightly.
That's
That specific detail. It sounds funny, but those thoughts feel real.
They do. And then there's the social anxiety voice. Nobody likes you, just go away. But here's the interesting thing the sources suggest. Just saying those doubts out loud,
Naming them.
yeah, naming them, it actually starts to diminish their power. It's like acknowledging them lets kinder, truer perspectives actually get a word in. It gives those doubts less sort of mental real estate.
That's powerful. And it ties into another idea they mention. The future isn't fixed. It's malleable and multi-possible.
Right. So we're not trying to like predict the one way things will go. It's about connecting with a successful future self, specifically because that reality exists as a possibility.
And connecting with it helps make it more likely.
That seems to be the idea. Like you're priming yourself to see the opportunities that align with that version of you. It's almost, yeah, mental rehearsal.
Okay. So if this future self exists and has wisdom, why don't we naturally connect with her more? Is it just hard?
Well, there's a bit of science here, apparently. We often struggle to really imagine our future selves clearly. There's a disconnect.
Right. Which can lead to that feeling later in life, like, how did I end up here? This wasn't the plan.
Exactly. One source quotes the philosopher Derek Parfit, who said, "We neglect our future selves because of failure of belief or imagination."
A failure of belief or imagination.
Ah.
So it's not about learning something new, but accessing something already inside.
That's the core message. All of that wisdom, that intuition, that deep knowing, even if it's just the next steps, that version is within you. It's just buried sometimes.
Buried under doubt, maybe?
Mhm.
Or just the noise of daily life?
Probably both. The belief barrier, those ingrained habits, the immediate pressures. It takes conscious effort to like open that line of communication.
Which brings us nicely to the first method we looked at, this very specific future self tarot spread.
Yeah, from Alexis J. Cunningfolk. It's called Conversations with Your Future Self Tarot Spread. Apparently, it started as a kind of birthday ritual.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, doing readings for friends. And through one reading, she realized the cards were acting like a channel almost for her friend's future self to offer advice.
So using tarot not for fortune telling, but more like psychological prompts.
Exactly. Guided introspection. It uses the symbolism of the cards as a language, a way to get those subconscious insights out into the open. Each position in the spread asks a specific question.
Okay, let's walk through this 9-card spread. It sounds like a really practical tool. Card 1 is my present self, so just grounding in where you are right now.
Right. Who you are, the energies around you. Then card 2 is my future self. So that's the vision, the most successful, aligned you.
Card 3 is your current situation, question, struggle. This is where you focus the reading, right? What you need advice on.
Precisely. Then card 4 gives advice on what to spend less time doing, where to pull back your energy.
Which implies card 5 is the opposite. Spend more time. Where to put that focus instead for growth.
Exactly. Card 6 is remember to. So key truths or sacred things you need to keep in mind.
Ooh, number 7 sounds tricky. Let go of F. Things your future self knows you won't need, even if you cling to them now.
Yeah, that can be a really insightful one. Then card 8 is give yourself credit for recognize your skill, like a mirror showing you your strengths, your gifts, what you're already doing well.
That's often hard to see for ourselves, isn't it?
Definitely. And finally, card 9, what you have the potential to become. This points towards a path to success that feels authentic, aligned with your values.
It's interesting how some of these, like let go of or give yourself credit for, are often the exact things we resist in the present.
Totally. It's like your future self has that clearer perspective, cutting through your current blind spots or resistance. It's a structured way to get that insight.
Okay, so that's one method, the tarot spread. Very structured, almost ceremonial. But what about something more everyday?
Right. So the other approach we explored from Tanya Lee is less about a single session and more about building an ongoing relationship. Daily, future self conversations.
Integrating that perspective into your life moment by moment.
Exactly. She describes her future self as, the strongest, most confident, most audacious, most abundant, most loving, most outrageous self. Someone who just handles things differently than her present self did.
And the key is practicing being her.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it. She gives an example of when she was working on her health. She didn't know the term future self then, but she'd imagined this version of herself who was effortlessly healthy and fit.
And then act like her.
Yeah. How would that version sit? What would she eat? How would she care for her body?
Yeah.
And she practiced those things until they just became natural, became her reality.
That makes sense. Embodying it.
Yeah.
What about, like, mental blocks? Creative resistance?
Oh, yeah, there's a great example of that. She felt stuck before recording something, that familiar procrastination feeling.
We've all been there.
Right. So she asked her future self what to do. And the advice was really direct but loving. Darling, just get it done, share your experience with me, tell the people what we talk about, have fun, you've got this.
Just clear, confident guidance.
Exactly. It cut through the resistance. And another fascinating angle is consulting, like a really future self, her 90-year-old self.
For deeper perspective.
Yeah, especially in moments of shame. When present you is beating yourself up, the 90-year-old self's wisdom was incredibly compassionate.
What did she say?
Something like, oh, honey, you're human. Congratulations. Don't sweat the small stuff. Love up on yourself. Forgive yourself and let's keep going. This won't be the last time you feel shame, and I'm always here.
Wow. That's really comforting. Takes the sting out of it.
It really does. It provides that bigger picture, that self-compassion.
And it's not just emotional stuff, right? You mentioned practical things too, like money.
Absolutely. Connecting with your future self can guide financial choices. That future self might cheerlead. Go for it. Buy the ticket. Invest in the coach.
Or maybe put the brakes on.
Or gently say, no, honey, you don't need another dress right now. Let's invest that somewhere else, maybe for that retreat next year. It's about discerning what truly serves her, the future you, taking care of her financially.
So it boils down to having these regular check-ins, these future self pep talks.
Yeah, asking specific questions throughout your day. How should I handle this? What's my next step? How do I need to think about this? How do I show up right now? How do I deal with this difficult conversation? Is this really a setback? You know, using her as your internal counsel.
Okay, but here's the crucial bit, I think.
Yeah.
How do you know it's genuinely your wise future self talking and not just your old anxieties or wishful thinking dressed up differently?
That is the key question, isn't it? And the source, Tanya Lay, gives some really clear criteria to help you tell the difference. First, the voice is always inspiring.
Inspiring how?
Well, she gives an example of feeling stuck on an event outline. Her future self's advice was weirdly specific. Tanya, go sit on the sofa and look through your coffee table books.
Random.
Totally random. But she did it, and it sparked a whole flow of ideas. It was inspiring because it was unexpected, breaking her out of her current thinking pattern.
Okay. Inspiring. What else?
Often the voice will make you laugh, maybe at yourself. Like when she was spiraling a bit, her future self just quipped, "Stop being a drama queen."
Chuckles. A bit of gentle teasing.
Exactly. Lightens the mood, shifts perspective. It also consistently brings relief, that
Yeah.
sense of, oh, honey, there is no hurry. That comes straight from her future self, apparently. It just calms the present day frenzy.
Relief. Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just mean shelling out forever, right?
No, definitely not. While it takes the pressure off, it also prompts action. Not frantic action, but aligned action. Like, okay, get off the sofa now, let's do this.
Inspired movement. Got it.
And speaking of movement, the words often give you a jolt of energy. If you're feeling tired or bogged down by overthinking, the future self might say something like, "This is your one life. Stop overthinking, just do it, have fun."
Cuts through the mental fog.
Yeah. And fundamentally, it takes pressure off. The reminder that you can't get it wrong, you can only learn or you can win. That's incredibly freeing.
Learn or win, never wrong.
Mm.
I like that. Okay, so inspiring, makes you laugh, brings relief, prompts action, gives energy, takes pressure off.
Yeah.
Is there one ultimate test?
Yes. The absolute non-negotiable, according to the source, is that the voice of your true future self is always loving, 100% of the time.
Always loving. Even if it's tough love.
Even if it's tough love, like pity party's over, let's get to work, or put down the chips, it comes from a place of wanting the absolute best for you, of knowing what you're capable of.
So it's never mean or critical or diminishing.
Never. It won't beat you up, won't say bad things about you, won't make you feel small or inadequate, because she knows you're already enough. Her whole vibe is about empowering you to get out there and be you unapologetically.
Okay, so if the voice is critical or makes you feel bad,
Then it's likely your past self talking. Those old, ingrained, habitual thought patterns that keep you stuck in the same loops. The future self is the one who helps you break free. She's always on your side, lovingly pushing you forward.
that distinction feels really important. Loving versus critical.
Hmm.
Okay, so we've covered two really powerful ways to connect then. The tarot spread for that structured deep dive,
Right, for those potentially surprising insights.
and then the daily conversation method for that ongoing moment-to-moment alignment and guidance.
Exactly. Two different tools for the same job, essentially.
And both point to this idea that there's already a smart, gorgeous, capable, confident, abundant, brilliant version of you inside.
Already there, just waiting for you to, start the conversation.
And look, it might feel a bit weird at first, talking to yourself, even internally, in this way. That's okay, right?
Totally okay. Awkwardness is normal when you try something new. The encouragement is just give it a try. What's one small thing you could do?
One small, loving action you can take for your future self right now.
Exactly. Because when you start to really know and talk with and listen to and actually trust that future self, you're not just like hoping for a better future.
You're building it.
You're actively creating it.
Yeah.
Lovingly, pragmatically, starting today, step by conscious step.